Assalamu alaikum, all my brothers and sisters. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, to whom all praise is due, whom we forever thank for giving America's 20 million so-called Negroes the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is our beloved leader, teacher, and guide. Characteristics that we find missing in the so-called Negro communities today. And fifth, we want to then examine the other efforts and methods that have been used and are still being used in a futile effort to solve this problem. And last, we then want to offer and explain the solution that God has given to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is complete separation and immediate separation of the slave master and his slave. And as Muslims here in America, we regard the condition of the black man here as modern slavery. We don't look upon anything that was done by Lincoln and those people back there as having any effect upon the condition of freedom or enslavement that the black people experienced in those days and time. But first we would like to let you know who is this group that's always referred to as black Muslims. Actually, the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we don't call ourselves black Muslims as such. This is a name that was invented by a so-called Negro preacher named Reverend C. Eric Lincoln, who was a preacher, a Methodist preacher down in Atlanta, Georgia, whom the white man selected and sent to Boston University, where he did some research on the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad here in America. After Reverend Lincoln finished his study, he wrote a thesis, and after it was accepted, he was called a doctor. I guess he's a doctor of Muslimology, and he developed his thesis into a book called The Black Muslims, and today the white man calls us the black Muslims, not because we are black people who are Muslims, but he tries to make it look like we are black Muslims, something distinct, separate, and apart from the Muslims in Africa and Asia. Because the number one tactic that the white man has always used when he wanted to suppress and oppress and exploit has been divide and conquer. So he tries to divide us from the Muslims abroad. He tries to divide us from our own people here in this country. His constant tactic or effort to create division and get at us has been a failure, thanks to Almighty God Allah. As Muslims, we are the same as the people who call themselves Muslim. We are Muslims because our religion is the religion of Islam. And there are 725 million people in the dark world, primarily in Africa and Asia, whose religion is the religion of Islam. 725 million people in the dark world who 5 times a day turn toward Mecca and bear witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is the apostle of Allah. In the language of our forefathers, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us, they say, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Before you and I were brought, the white man didn't never want you to say. Now hold it again. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. Good. That means there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his apostle. And you'll usually find the white man will call on or bear witness to any God but Allah. And he loves people who serves God, except those who use the name Allah as the supreme being. And in saying this, we believe that there is one God who is the supreme being, the creator of the universe. Some of you call him Jehovah, others call him Christ. We who are Muslims call him Allah. We don't look upon Jesus as being God. It has only been since you were brought to America and brainwashed by the slave master that you have come to think that Jesus is God. And Jesus was crucified on the cross 2,000 years ago, 9,000 miles from here, and you can call on that Jesus the rest of your life, and the white man will continue to put his rope around your neck. But in the Bible, please, in the Bible, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that there is one God. He has one religion, and that he gave this one religion, the same religion, to all of his prophets. Which means Abraham was a Muslim, Lot was a Muslim, Noah was a Muslim, Moses was a Muslim, Daniel was a Muslim, Jesus was a Muslim. All were Muslims, all practiced the religion of Islam, and all were black men. None of them were white. You cannot name one prophet, please, you cannot name one prophet in the Bible that came from Europe. No prophet came from Europe. There is not a white man in his right mind. There's not a white man in his right mind who will try and say that any prophet ever came from Europe. The prophets all came from Africa and Asia. And they came from that part of Africa that part of Asia that's connected with Africa. Never has a prophet been a white man. And this is one thing that you need to know before you can really have a love for the prophets and a love for the religion that was taught by the prophets and a love for the God who was represented by the prophets. And this is the purpose of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad being in America, to let the black people in America know the true religion that was taught by the prophets of old. A dope peddler right now, he's a Christian. If you catch a whiskey peddler right now, he's a Christian. Now, I'm not attacking Christianity, but let's face the facts. This is the thing that is primarily responsible for the condition that our people are in. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has stopped us from stealing, and we did steal. He stopped us from gambling. He stopped us from cheating, and he stopped us from lying. Stealing runs rampant in Harlem. Gambling runs rampant in Harlem. All types of evils and vices that tear apart our community run rampant in Harlem. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad doesn't condemn the victim. He goes to work on the victim. He doesn't say that all of you should go to jail because you have fallen victim to the evils that white man has brought into the community. He teaches you and me the religion that God has given to him as the only cure for the evil habits the white man has brought here among us. Profanity, you don't find it among Muslims. He stopped us from using profanity, from being boisterous, from being rude and loud, and encourages us to be courteous, mannerly, and to exercise discipline and respect for authority at all times. He teaches us to obey the law, to respect law enforcement officers, as long as these law enforcement officers respect themselves and respect the law that they represent. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has eliminated laziness from among his followers. He teaches us to be thrifty, channel our money that we earn in an intelligent direction. He has taken us out of the tavern. We don't throw our money away there. He has taken us out of the bars and the nightclubs. We don't throw our money away there. We don't stand on the corner now without a job. When you become a Muslim, he makes us get a job. He makes us go to work. He makes us exercise or exert energy in our own behalf. And all of this type of teaching that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is doing among the black people in this country has been instrumental in producing a new type of people, a new thinking people, people with a new action, a new attitude, and a new behavior. And even the worst critics of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, though it hurts their heart to do so, have to admit that he has made better people out of those of us who follow him, better than we were before we became his followers. He teaches us to bathe. Don't let the white man speak for you, and don't let the white man fight for you. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that it is time for you and me to stand up for ourselves. It is time for you and me to see for ourselves. It is time for you and me to hear for ourselves. And it is time for you and me to fight for ourselves.
We don't need anybody today speaking for us, seeing for us, or fighting for us. We'll fight our own battles with the help of our God. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, seek good, don't seek evil. Try to please God. Forget trying to please the devil. Make yourself acceptable to God instead of being so worried about being acceptable to the devil. Try and integrate with God instead of trying to integrate with the devil. Devil means an adversary. Adversary is that which is against you. Anybody that opposes your freedom is a devil. Anybody that opposes justice for you is a devil. The devil is the one who brings the alcohol. The devil is the one who brings the dope. The devil is the one who brings the reefer. That cigarette away from you, you get the shakes. You can't do without it. That cigarette that you smoke is as much dope or narcotic. A white gorilla named Uncle Sam. Because Uncle Sam gets his cut. One of his largest sources of revenue is the cigarette tax. One of his largest sources of revenue is the whiskey tax. Let the devil go by. As long as you are addicted to the vices of the white man, when you call on God, God doesn't hear your prayer. And the white man knows it. But the white man also knows that when you clean yourself up, straighten yourself up, and get on God's side and call on God, God has got to answer your call. What today is going to destroy the devil. God's purpose is to destroy the devil. God's plan is to destroy the author of sin and evil and indecency and immorality. The Honorable killing of our beloved brother Ronald T. Stokes. Ronald Stokes was not the least among the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was one of the highest. He was the secretary of our Los Angeles Mosque. And as we explained in that rally on May, many of you thought that we should go right on out then and make war on the white man. You wanted to do it yourself, didn't you? Didn't you? You wanted some action then, didn't you? Because you don't like the idea of white people shooting black people down, do you? And you're ready to do something about it, aren't you? We know you are. And the white man should be thankful that God has given the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the control over his followers that he has, so that they can play it cool, calm, and collected, and leave it in the hands of God.